Hello guys and welcome to day 2 Game Theories. Today we thought we'd film a bonus video for you guys because we have just seen Star Wars The Last Jedi and we love it, so we thought we'd do a review for you. So this is your final warning before we get in. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it and don't ruin it for yourself by watching this video because there will be spoilers in it. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into this one. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this movie, not really in a chronological sense, in terms of the points I'm talking. I've wrote down some points, we've wrote down some points actually, and I'm just going to go through them bit by bit, talking. They will link slightly to each other, but I'm going to talk about the good things I enjoyed about the movie, the bad things we enjoyed about the movie, you know, bad things, good things, what could have been improved, what would you expect, things that we can pick up from the movie, and so generally do this. So, starting off with, what I did like about The Last Jedi was the amount of twists the movie had. Like, we went to see it with our dad, and our dad usually can predict the plot of any film as soon as he sees it, because it's really easy for him to predict what the twists are going to be, but even he couldn't work out the amount of twists we saw in The Last Jedi. I mean, there was at one point I thought maybe Rey was going to turn to the dark side, or maybe Kylo Ren was going to turn back to the light side. There was so many twists and turns, and like, the plan for like Finn and Rose to find something and come back, and that was going to save the day, but then in actual fact there was another plan behind the scene and it just kept twisting and turning, and the fuel was going to run out, and then to get away, light speed. The amount of twists and turns kept you on your feet, which was a good thing. It kept us thinking, are we there yet? Are we not? Where's the film going? And I liked it. It made it feel shorter for me. I don't know whether it made it feel longer for some people, but for me it definitely made it feel shorter, and I was glad there was a lot of twists and turns, and it kept me entertained. It also made it more like original because I wasn't expecting that. Because there's a lot of similarities with like The Empire Strikes Back, which you'd expect after The Force Awakens was basically A New Hope, and it's just following the same sort of story pattern, but the amount of twists and turns kept you on your toes, kept you on the edge, and made it less of Empire Strikes Back, if you get what I mean. Also on this, I also like the fact that it kept switching between different stories, so we didn't just follow Rey's all the way through. We had like the subplot of like Finn and Rose going on their solo mission. We had Poe Dameron and his team, what Leia was doing. We also had what Luke was doing and Rey, their journey, Kylo Ren's journey. I liked how it kept switching between the lot, so it kind of interlocked all their stories together in one big movie, but it didn't just feel like you were just following one character, which I thought was really good. One of my favourite bits of the film was actually when the iron was coming down, you know, when they were ironing the clothes, and it looked like a spaceship. I thought that was incredibly good. I was in the cinema like, oh, whoa, look at that, because I thought the way they did that, they had the dark background, and then they had like steam coming out, which could have been like a spaceship, and it just turned out to be an iron. I thought that was a really clever point, and I want to thank whoever was in charge of that scene personally, and just say well done. That one of my favourite bits in the movie was definitely that. I thought it was a good homage to Han Solo as well with the dice. That was quite an important thing, those gold dice. I thought that was a nice way of bringing them back, because obviously there was rumours beforehand that maybe Harrison Ford was actually going to be in it, and it was going to be like a flashback or something, or Ben Solo sees something, or Luke sees something, or Leia sees something that reminds him. But the dice were a good like way to remember Han without actually having to have him there, which I thought was really good and did really well, and made a nice little touch to the end, especially when Kylo Ren sees what I think was Force dice, and so he picks them up and is like, ooh. So it was a good moment, and you could signify that, and if you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely would have saw that. First bad point I'm going to bring up is Snoke CGI. I'm sorry, like, yes, the CGI was good, but for Star Wars, I'm expecting better. We're talking about a company, Lucasfilms, who've been doing CGI for years. We're talking about Disney, who have so much money they can splash out on CGI. I was expecting better. I was expecting more CGI to the standards where, like, we've seen it done before better. We've seen it. It looked like it was from a video game. It looked out of place. And for me, I personally wouldn't have had Snoke actually CGI'd. When I look at the character, you could have had special effects and makeup do a much better job and have someone act it out instead of the CGI character. Or if you're going to CGI it, do a bit better. Like, examples of like how they do it in Harry Potter and things are much better. Like Voldemort's, how they make Voldemort in the later Harry Potters looks a lot better. But I was annoyed with Snoke CGI because it just looked so fake and out of place, and it kind of brought me out of the story a bit. Like I was watching a video game more than a film. And so I think special effects makeup would have worked an absolute treat there instead of the CGI. But they went with the CGI, and well, it's good, but yeah, it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Talking of CGI as well, it was nice to see Yoda back as a Force Ghost. That was nice. I was hoping to maybe see some more Force Ghosts, but I can understand why they didn't get characters like Anakin, as Hayden Christensen really doesn't want to be part of the film anymore. Maybe they could have got Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan, that would have been quite nice, but it was nice to see Yoda back in the franchise. We love the character Yoda, so it was great to see him back in it as a Force Ghost, and hopefully he'll be around for Summit 9. I'm praying, please, Star Wars, do this for me, just please. Okay, so now let's talk about the Force. The Force is in every Star Wars film. It's the thing that links all the things together. We have some explanation of what the Force is. The Force is used a lot, but I thought in this film the Force got a bit OP, if we're being honest. It was overpowered as you can make it. Somehow, Rey has managed to learn the Force and master it pretty much instantly. So she's either really powerful, which you can understand, or they've just made the character overpowered to compete with like Kylo Ren, who's been training for years, and they're at the same Force level at the minute. Snoke, who's a powerful Force leader, can somehow... Well, the Snoke powers was probably not as overpowered, but Luke managing to make himself appear to everyone as a hologram from light years away, using the Force, I'm sorry, that's too overpowered, and yeah, I think they could have toned it down a wee bit, because the Force is now getting a bit magical, and too overpowered that it's making it sort of unrealistic. I mean, the Force is unrealistic in a sense that it's not, we don't have the Force in real life, but there's certain boundaries. Like the Force in the original films was like, you can move objects, great. You can do a few Jedi mind tricks so that you can get things, but not make yourself a hologram across light years away and act as if you're real. What's that about? I mean, they needed to tone it down. It was too overpowered for me, and I just feel like they could have toned that down a lot, and maybe had a different way of ending it that was a bit better than that, because it just, I don't know, it was too overpowered for me. Tell me what you think down below in the field section. Do you think the Force was too overpowered, or do you think they got the right balance? It just seems that the Force users are like, now at the extreme, like top level, like Yoda sort of standards, whereas we're used to in the other Star Wars films like a mix. Just tell me down below what you think. Well, the next point I'm going to talk about is Snoke's death. Now, it was a cool way to die. I thought they did that really well. Kylo Ren, like, Snoke's arrogance got the better of him, and then Kylo Ren goes and instead of killing Rey, kills him. That was cool. It was cool how they did it. However, Snoke was one of the most built-up characters from The Force Awakens for this new franchise. We did so many theories. There's going to be a link somewhere to our Star Wars playlist, or a card somewhere up above if you want to go and see some of the Star Wars videos. But we did at least 3 videos on who Snoke was, with multiple theories in them. Snoke was one of the biggest characters. Who is Snoke? Why is Snoke here? Is he the Phantom Menace? What is he? He's a big character built up, and they kill him off in the second film. Like, we got hologram Snoke in The Force Awakens, and in this film we have about 2 scenes before he's killed. What was that about? It could have been like an epic battle at the end. Maybe Luke versus Snoke would have been cool, or Luke versus Kylo Ren in an epic battle as a way to go out. But no, they just killed him. But I guess that is the Sith way, is the apprentice kills the master when they've got their own apprentice. So does that mean Kylo Ren has an apprentice? Tell me down below. Or did Kylo Ren anticipate Rey would be his apprentice and has just killed Snoke on a whim and hope for it? Or did he just kill Snoke because, you know, he was bored and tired and wanted to be the leader? Tell me your thoughts below. I personally think maybe there is an apprentice in the background somewhere, or maybe he was hoping for Rey to be his apprentice and become the supreme leader Kylo Ren needs to be. Or maybe he just wanted to fight off that lightness inside him and go fully dark, and the way to do that is completely kill Supreme Leader Snoke. Who knows? Tell me your thoughts below as always. Carrying on from that, then when after he's killed Snoke, Kylo Ren and Rey's battle scene, wow, probably one of my favourite scenes in the whole movie, because we got some real lightsaber action, and it was good to see them actually working together. I think that would be awesome. I wish they had teamed up in the end, because Kylo Ren and Rey together are awesome, and we want them. I'm gutted they didn't team up in the end, because The two of them together are a pair and a half, and it would have been amazing. But it was good to see them working together in one scene, fighting off the guards in mad style. And when I see it again, I'm going to definitely watch that clip even closer, because that was one of my favourite bits of the movie. Probably my favourite scene, because I was hoping, yes, they're finally going to be working together, and yeah, and then it goes away. Disney. Another thing I want to talk about is the casino scene. So yeah, Rey and Finn get to go to a casino. Now, this is nothing like Star Wars we've ever seen before. And I liked it. I actually did like it. I don't know, I've seen a lot of comments on videos of other Star Wars Last Jedi reviews that they didn't like the casino thing. It didn't feel Star Wars, but it's nice to see another part of the Star Wars universe we weren't introduced to in any of the previous films. So I thought that was really nice, and I thought they did it really well, and they had a good spectrum. Maybe they could have had a few more different like alien creatures there, because they were more like humanoid than anything else. But it was a good thing, and it also made a good point, like a political point, whether who's in power and the weapons power, which was really good. Talking about that, the hacker guy from this scene, I'm not sure what to make of him. Because he's definitely a neutral character, because he doesn't work for the good or the bad, and he helps both sides. And what he did was really good. He helped Finn and Rose get onto the ship, but then he kind of sold them out once they got. So I'm not sure what to make of him. I'm hoping they're going to expand the character more in the next film. But he's a mystery that I want unlocked, and I want to know who he is, and he's giving me more questions than I had after The Force Awakens. But yeah, I like the character, I like where they're going with him. I want more. I want more, basically. I really do want more. Now, let's talk about the scene where the cruiser ship gets blown up and the headquarters and all the leaders are left out. So people like Admiral Akbar, who have been in so many films, die instantly. Which, I mean, it wasn't a great send-off to them. They've been good characters. They did need killing off, but it could have been more spectacular than bang and then the death in space. However, that didn't annoy me more. What annoyed me more was Leia being able to use magical powers and float her way back in from space. Now, I don't know how long you can live in space. I'm pretty sure it's instant, like, knocked out death. But then to use the Force and magically glide away, again, going back to the Force overpowered, are we overpowering the Force again? Are they making it too overpowered? I mean, it's nice to have Leia there, back for the rest of the film. Especially, it's nice to see Carrie Fisher, even though she's sadly passed away. It's nice to see her in the film, but I thought they could have made it better. Maybe she hung on and didn't just get blown into the space and then forced her way back. I thought that was a bit... It wasn't like watching... It was like watching a Disney film, actually. Yeah, it wasn't like watching Star Wars. That was like watching Disney, which I guess they're going to put in because Disney owns them now. But I thought that was a bit... kind of ruined it for us, but... was a way to bring Leia back, so I don't know, I'm in two minds about it. I didn't like the way it was done, but I did like having Leia for more of the film. Oh, is she? Tell me your thoughts as well. Come on, yeah, on this one especially, I want to hear all your guys' thoughts. Moving on from that, a cool point I did like was at the very end when they send the ship through at light speed to destroy the ship. That was cool. That was cool, and the fact that it went completely silent as well, and you could feel like the tension and it like shredding apart. That was awesome. Like, as a viewer, you couldn't have asked for more. We've been waiting for that for years, and they've delivered. I loved it. I did think it was quite interesting though that this Star Wars had a lot more comedy, especially at the start when Luke's just like, you know what, throw that away. I mean, to some Star Wars fans, that's a no-no, and I can understand why, because they want it to be a serious film. But it was actually, I found it quite nice to have comedy in there, a bit. Maybe it was too much, but it was quite nice. There was bits where I was laughing, and there was other people laughing, and I thought that was a nice way to bring it in. It was a different like approach to Star Wars, which I guess this new trilogy is supposed to be a different approach, and it made it different from the originals, which obviously this new trilogy is getting really heavily compared to, because The Force Awakens was just a polished up New Hope, if we're being honest. And so it was nice to see that they added some more comedy in this time, because we're used to Star Wars bloopers where we get comedy, like stormtroopers hitting their heads on things in the originals happens so often. You should definitely go and check that out if you haven't. YouTube it. But it was nice to have some comedy. I am wondering though, especially the one where Luke throws the lightsaber, whether that was just improvised or whether that was in the script. Because maybe he was just like doing it for a joke on set, and you know what, they thought, you know what, cut, we're having that, that's in the film. Or whether they wrote it in, it'll be interesting to find out, I think. Moving on to something I didn't like was Kylo Ren destroying his mask. Now that mask was awesome. Kylo Ren is a lot more fierce with his mask on, let's be honest. Adam Driver's face is, well, he's not a particularly scary one, is it? He's got a very nice face, and he's more of like, you know, he'd be more of like a superhero, not really like, he's not like a typical villain. He's not got a very scary face, you're like, ooh. When Adam Driver's on screen, you're like, ooh, you know. He's a good actor, but I think the mask really helped Kylo Ren's character have a bit of scariness to it and fear factor. And I thought if he was going to destroy a mask, it could have been done better. Like, maybe he was in a lightsaber battle and someone like sliced through, that would have been cool. But the fact he just kind of is annoyed because Snoke tells him to take off the mask and then he starts punching in like the elevator. Thought it could have, I mean, he did some serious damage to the mask. Fair play, it showed his power, but I thought they could have done that a bit better. Especially the way they built up in the trailer when we saw the mask on the floor. I was expecting more, but, you know, they like to throw us off course, and I'm glad they are doing that. Another thing I didn't like was Captain Phasma dying. Now, why didn't I like Captain Phasma dying? Because I love the actress. That's mainly the reason. The actress. When you see her in Game of Thrones, you're just like, Star Wars, why have you wasted this potential? Because she is amazing in Game of Thrones, and I was annoyed that Captain Phasma didn't have more in The Force Awakens. So when she didn't have enough in The Last Jedi as well, that got me. But it's probably because I love the actress. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts below on this one as well. Am I just because I love the actress too much, or did you feel like Captain Phasma didn't have enough of a story? Because I thought they could have built on that character, especially the way they left her in The Force Awakens. Could they not have had something even better in The Last Jedi? But they did. At least Finn and her got a cool battle before she died. But yeah, could have been better from my point of view. As disappointing as that was for me, more disappointing was finding out Rey's parents were just normal folk. Because I mean that throws a lot of theories out the window, doesn't it? However, though, it didn't say grandparents, so a lot of our theories are still there. There'll be a link somewhere. And I'm still betting that Rey's parents is actually her grandfather is Palpatine. Let's roll with that one, because that would be cool. But Rey's parents weren't there, or is that a con? Because obviously Kylo Ren saw that through the Force, and we don't know whether it's legit or it's just fake. So, I'm hoping maybe there'll be another twist in 9 and we actually find out Rey's parents are someone else. There was a big one for Leia and Han actually being Rey's parents. But I'm hoping for the grandfather one to be revealed, like she's either Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter or Palpatine's. That would be really cool, but we'll have to wait and see for 9. And another disappointment was the way Luke died. Yeah. Luke disappearing at the end. I mean, had he actually turned up and not been a hologram, going back to the Force being overpowered, which I didn't like, had he not been a hologram and Kylo Ren had killed him, fair play. Honourable death. You know, it was a way to say it, but it was the fact he did all this cool stuff and then kind of faded away. I was gutted. I was actually gutted at the end of that. But they did it, and they've just set it up for 9, haven't they? So Luke's gone, and it's now all on Rey. So that is my Star Wars review. I did thoroughly enjoy the Star Wars Last Jedi. No, I did have a few bad points, as you saw, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. So I want you guys to tell me how much you enjoyed it, what you thought were the good points, what you thought were the bad points. Discuss it down in the field section down below, and I will reply to as many of them as possible, but I really would love to hear your thoughts, because I love discussing Star Wars films, and I love Star Wars films in general. So yeah, make sure you put them down below in the field section. If you did enjoy this review, make sure you smash that like button and share it on social media with your friends so they can see it and see if they agree or disagree with my review as well. If you are new to the channel, why not click that subscribe button? We usually make 2 new videos a week, but this week we're making 3 bonus video because it's Christmas and because Star Wars is amazing and The Last Jedi. I just had to get it off my chest how good it was, and also the bad points. But yeah, we usually make 2 new videos, including top 10s, theories, timeline theories, then and now, and there's so much more Star Wars stuff. So you're going to want to click subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, make sure you have that bell button clicked so you get notified when we make new videos. And as always, we've been here on Game Theories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with another video. Thanks for watching, guys.